Hello, hope you are all well. All right, page 429, number 60. 5p minus 10 over 2 minus p. So I can factor the numerator, but I get p minus 2 over 2 minus p. What I want to do is make this p 2 minus p. So if I make this negative 5, now becomes minus p plus 2, which I can rewrite this way. And then I can cancel it. So my answer is going to be negative 5. I don't have to rewrite it this way. I could have just canceled up here. So take a look at number 62. Pause the video. All right, with number 62, it says b plus 2, b minus 2. What can I do? Nothing. Another thing I can do with that, if I put a negative sign here, I would end up getting negative 1 times negative b minus 2. They're still not the same, so I cannot cancel them. All right, I would have to cancel the whole thing. I cannot cancel the b's. I have to cancel everything in the numerator and everything in the denominator in this case. All right, take a look at problem number 70. Pause the video. All right, with this one, I can divide the 9 and the 27. So I'm going to get negative 1. I can put the 1 there, but it is understood to be there. And the 3 here. Now, when you divide, you are going to subtract your exponents. So it's 3 minus 4, 1 minus 1, and 2 minus 1. So go ahead and finish this, pause the video, and then turn it back on. So when I subtract, I get x to the negative 1, y to the 0, and z to the 1. Y to the 0 is 1. Negative 1 I'm going to put in the denominator. So the final answer is negative z over 3x. Try problem 72. All right, here's problem 72. I can factor the numerator. I want to make this a positive p. Right, so I'm going to ask you to pause the video, do the factoring, and see how you can make this into positive p instead of a negative p. All right, so I took out a negative 2. Makes it negative 7 plus p. If I multiply back through, a negative 2 times a negative 7 gives me a positive 14. Negative 2 times positive p gives me my negative p. So this is correct. So I rewrite it, put p minus 7. I factored the numerator into p minus 7, parentheses, times p plus 7. So now I can cancel here. And this is going to give me p plus 7 over negative 2, or negative 1/2 p plus 7. I want to write it that way. All right, take a look at number 74. Let me put that on the board for you. Oops. It's negative 6, not negative 16. So, pause the video, try this one, see how you do with it. Then check your work. All right, if I factor it, I'm going to get 3c plus 1, parentheses, c minus 6. Now, what can I cancel here? Go ahead and cancel what you think. Pause the video and cancel. See how you do with it. All right, I can cancel c minus 6 and the c minus 6. And I can write, then I have 1 over 3c plus 1, which I can write this way if I want to, but it's not the way you're going to see it. You should know that you can do it both. Now remember, if you get something like this, it gets written this way. All right, let's take page 435, number 20. Now look at it and strategize and ask yourself, what is the best way of doing this? All right. I would suggest that you rewrite it, but give it some thought, pause the video, and I'll do it. So this tells me I multiply x plus 5 times x plus 5. X squared minus 25 factors into x plus 5 times x minus 5. I can cancel out these two. All right, so go ahead and multiply it through, see what you get. Pause the video. Okay, so I multiplied x times x gives me x squared, x times plus 5 gives me 5x. This, writing it this way is wrong. Why? Well, what this tells me is I'm going to multiply 5x by 2. And what the problem says is I want to multiply the whole thing by 2. So you need to be aware parentheses are important. So go ahead and multiply it out, see what you get. So here's your final answer. I want you to try problem 24. Pause the video, give it a try. This is a division problem. Remember to invert the divisor before you do any cancellation. So pause the video, give it a try, see how you do with it. Alright, I inverted this one, the divisor. Comes x minus 2 parentheses squared over 3xy squared. Factored it. Now I can cancel these. Right. So now I'll go ahead and simplify it further. See how you do with it. You can either do it in your head or you can do it on a piece of paper. Pause the video, give it a try, see how you do. Alright. So what I did, want to subtract the exponents. You can do this in your head, or you can do it on a piece of paper. Do it on a piece of paper until you're comfortable. Then you can do it in your head. So it's going to be 2 minus the exponent here, which is 1. And it's going to be 2 minus 2, which will give me 0. And y to the 0 is 1. So it's 2x times parentheses x minus 2. You can leave it this way, or you can multiply through. And remember, if you multiply through, if you have this, you can go in this direction. So you can go, you see this on a test, you can write it this way. If you have this on a test, you can write it that way. All right, let's try problem number 26. Here's problem 26. Give it a try, see how you do with it. Pause the video, do the work. Check your work. All right, in fact, I get t times t plus 5. I inverted this, so I have 1 over t plus 5. The t plus 5s will cancel. So now I'm going to have t times 1 gives me t, and there's actually a 1 here. T plus 1 times 1 gives me t plus 5. That's it. Can't go any further. You cannot cancel the t's because the order of operations that you have to add the 1 before you could cancel anything. Okay, try problem number 28. So here's problem 28, division problem. So I'm going to invert the fraction, the divisor. Then you have to factor it. So go ahead and factor it, pause the video, factor, multiply through, see how you did. Pause the video. All right, I factored it, I inverted, factored it, ended up with a times a squared plus 6a minus 10. This can be factored into this. So I'm going to work from here. Now go ahead and cancel where you can cancel and do the multiplication. Pause the video. All right, so I canceled a plus 10, a minus 10, a and a. So I'm left with 1 over a minus 4 is the final answer. All right, page 445, number 12. Denominators are the same, so you just have to subtract the numerators. Go ahead and do it, see how you do. All right, so we end up with 10 minus 6x. Notice it becomes minus 5x plus 6, because I'm subtracting. I have to change the signs that are here. Sign in front of the 5x is a positive. Try problem 38. You have to find a common denominator. Pause the video. Okay, the common denominator is going to be 5, parentheses, y minus 5. There's a y minus 5 here, there's a y minus 5 there, so that's going to be in the common denominator. There's 5 here, there's no 5 there, so this has to be, 5 has to be in the common denominator. Pause the video, see if you can figure out what the numerator will be. All right, I divide the new denominator by the old denominator. When I do it over here, it's going to be 5 times y minus 5 divided by y minus 5, which leaves me a 5. These cancel. So I have to multiply 5 times parentheses y plus 2 into parentheses. Go ahead and do it and simplify it. Pause the video. Okay, so it's going to be minus 5y minus 10. When I simplify it, I get y minus 5 over 5y minus 5. I need to close that parentheses. I can cancel these two. My final answer is 1/5. Try number 40. All right, the common denominator is going to be w times w minus 2 in parentheses. Remember, you have to be able to divide the new denominator by the old one. So I did that over here. So I end up with a 1. So it's 1 times 6. And for the second one, I divided, I ended up with w minus 2. All right, so I multiplied through, I get 3w minus 6. Minus 6 plus 6 gives me 0. I end up with 3w over the common denominator. I can cancel the w's. So my final answer is 3 over w minus 2. If we didn't get this one right, do it over. Okay, page 452, number 10. What this is telling you to do is to divide this fraction here by this fraction. So go ahead and do that. Pause the video, try it, see how you do. Okay, so I invert it. Now I can divide 3 by 3 is 1, 15 by 3 is 5. What I'm going to do now is multiply through. Now I want you to simplify that. Pause the video, simplify. All right, subtract your exponents, and this is what you're going to end up as an answer. All right, take a look at number 12. There's number 12 on the board. Study number 10 to see what your next step is. Pause the video. So I invert it, and now I'm going to simplify it. You have to factor this. Go ahead and do that, see what you get. Pause the video. Okay, I can factor this into 4 minus a and 4 plus a. So the a plus 4 and 4 plus a will cancel. They're going to give you the same number. So it's going to give you 1 over 2 because the 3 and 6 cancel times 1 over 4 minus a. So go ahead and finish that, see what you get. All right, it's 1 times 1, which is going to give you 1. 2 times 4 minus a. You can leave it this way, but you're probably going to see it written that way. You must recognize that they are the same thing. Okay, here's your homework. You have a nice weekend. Be careful. Be safe.